James had always believed in loyalty, both in friendship and in marriage. He had spent years building a life with Emily, trusting her completely. And Ryan? He was more than just a friend. He was family. They had grown up together, gone through hardships side by side, and always had each other's backs. James never imagined that the two people he loved most in the world would be the ones to betray him in the worst way possible. It started subtly, so much so that James never noticed it at first. Ryan had always been around, but lately, his presence felt more constant. He would drop by unexpectedly, even when James wasn't home. Emily never seemed to mind. In fact, she seemed to enjoy his company more than before. James chalked it up to their easy friendship. It never occurred to him that anything more could be happening. After all, why would he suspect his best friend and his wife? Then came the little changes. Emily's growing distance, her sudden need for privacy, the way she would leave the room to take phone calls. James noticed but dismissed it. He trusted her. He told himself he was overthinking things. And Ryan? He was as friendly as ever, acting like nothing was out of the ordinary. One evening, James planned a surprise for Emily, a quiet dinner at home, just the two of them. He left work early, excited to spend time with her. As he parked outside, he noticed Ryan's car in the driveway. His best friend was visiting again, nothing unusual. But as he stepped inside, something felt off. The house was too quiet, no usual sounds of the TV or Emily humming in the kitchen. James set his briefcase down and walked toward the bedroom. He heard muffled voices, hushed laughter, Emily's laughter. His heart clenched, an unfamiliar feeling of dread creeping in. Slowly, he pushed the door open. Time seemed to freeze. Emily was in Ryan's arms, their bodies tangled together in the very bed James shared with his wife. They both turned to look at him, shock and guilt flashing across their faces. Emily gasped, pulling the sheets around her. Ryan just stood there, frozen, caught in the act. For a moment, James couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. The sight before him felt unreal, like a nightmare he would wake up from. But it was real. His wife. His best friend. The betrayal was sharper than any knife. Emily was the first to speak, stammering, trying to explain, to justify the unjustifiable. "James, He didn't wait to hear the excuses. His body moved on its own, turning away from the room, from them. He walked out, the sound of Emily calling his name fading behind him. He didn't look back. The pain came later, hitting him like a tidal wave. The memories, the years of trust, the moments he thought were real, they were all tainted now. Emily tried to reach out in the days that followed, begging for forgiveness, saying it had been a mistake, that she still loved him. But James knew love didn't come with betrayal. And Ryan, he never showed his face again. In the end, James realized that trust, once broken, could never be repaired. The people he had once held closest had shattered him, and while he would heal, he would never be the same again.